Okay, hi, welcome to another Doctor Who collection video, and this time I'm going to be showing off not my DVDs again, or my audiobooks, I just did those. It's going to be the VHS collection, which I have now. Some people might be wondering why I've got VHSs, and you know, they're kind of redundant because every story is released on DVD now. It's true, but these particular VHSs are a bit special in the form of being omnibus style, so they basically are done like a movie. So I'm going to keep them for the time being, but I might possibly transfer them to DVD through sort of one of these sort of, you know, copy machines that you can get where you can copy things from VHS to DVD. But for the time being, I've got these, so I'm going to show them off. So it's very limited with what you have. So we have The Seeds of Death, as signed by Fraser Hines. So again, these are all just done omnibus style, and I've already given my opinions of these in other reviews, but this is a fantastic story and a very nice starting point for the original series run. Spearhead from Space, one of my all-time favourites. I love that episode to death. I'll never get enough of it. Day of the Daleks, I only really had this for completionist's sake, and you'll notice how the actual image, I noticed when I was little, how this got flipped. But yeah, this is, I remember this for a little bit because this was actually one of the first ever classic stories I ever watched when a friend of mine's dad actually had a lot of the VHSs. Time Warrior. This is a good one. This actually never got a re-release in the VHS run. Same thing with the Seeds of Death, because what happened is that they got these versions released in the 80s, and then in the 90s, a lot of the older stories got re-released in the uncut version, so they were like the standard 4 parts that they were meant to be, but some of them never got that treatment. Then we have Death to the Daleks. There was a funny story with this. I originally bought this in the omnibus style many years ago before I got the DVD release. Then I traded it for a complete unedited version, and I went back to this one. It's funny how things work out like that. So that's all the John Pertwee ones. So we move on to Tom Baker. Is the Ark in Space. Then we have the second release, actually, The Revenge of the Cybermen. This got 3 releases. There was one that came up before this, which is incredibly rare to find. I've only seen it once on eBay for like about £200. It was ridiculous. And it had like incorrect images on there and everything. It was really strange, but yeah. This was still the first ever VHS release, so for Doctor Who anyway, so that's kind of interesting to know. Then Terror of the Zygons, which I don't think got a re-released version, if I remember rightly. Could be mistaken though. And then Pyramids of Mars, absolutely brilliant episode. These two I don't really like, these episodes. And then this one isn't actually a omnibus style episode, but I got it for another reason, the Android Invasion. The reason for this is because if you look at the back, you'll notice how the images are just a repeat of the cover, compared to ones like this, we actually have images from the episode. What happened was that at the time of wanting to release this, the BBC only had very blurry black and white versions of the episode, and so the person that actually created the cover, which his name should be on here, I believe it's there, yeah, Colin Howard, actually met him at a Crawley convention, and he explained about how he had to basically just, you know, work the images based on the very crappy quality images they had at the time, and it came out absolutely, I think, stunningly, considering what he had to face, and obviously turned out really nicely, and obviously got the episode in colour, and they got it on VHS, which was really nice. I'm going to keep it for that reason alone. And then there were other stories that were released for VHS in a similar sort of format, such as The Talons of Wang Chiang and The Robots of Death, but I haven't actually got those VHSs yet. And then there was also Silver Nemesis, which is actually an extended version, which never got a release on the DVD, which was a bit of a mystery, but it is what it is. But there was also another thing that got released on VHS, which was a line of sort of Doctor Who spin-off episodes after the series concluded in '89. And they're sort of like, they showed off the villains, but then you had like these unique sort of one-off heroes to each story, which was kind of an interesting thing to see. So we have one example being Auton. So this was in a trilogy. So I got number 1, which is just simply called Auton. We then have Auton 2 Sentinel. And both of these I remember watching quite a long time ago. I thought they were pretty good. And there is a third one, but again, that one's the hardest one of the bunch to get. So that's a bit of a pain to try and find. We then have Shakedown, The Return of the Sontarans, and they do feature some people who are from the series. So you've got, I think, Caroline Ford in this, and then you've got other ones that feature people like Caroline John and Colin Baker and stuff. And we have P.R.O.B.E with Peter Davison. Yeah, there we go. Louise Jameson, Caroline John. This was like a whole series, and this was pretty interesting. These were budget, bear in mind, but they were pretty good considering what you got. And then we also have the Years tapes. So we have the Pertwee Years, which was just a collection of the final episodes of John Pertwee's favourite episodes, along with some extra stuff, as you can see there. So like that. And then go chronological with this. We have the Tom Baker Years, which for him was just a clip from every single one of his stories, along with a couple of extra things, like when he was married to Lalla Ward. And obviously this was done in 2 tapes because of the fact that they couldn't store as much on here, so he had like up until the Key to Time on tape 1, and then every other episode from tape 2. And then the last VHS I have for the set, Colin Baker Years, which again was just a clip from each of his episodes along with a couple of extra things, because he didn't have as long as a run that he was intending, which was, it was kind of sad. I mean, it wasn't really his fault, it's just the way that the writing was done and stuff, but yeah, he's got quite a lot of redemption from the audiobook stories. But yeah, that's it, and that's my entirety of my Doctor Who VHS collection. So that's all there is with it. So if you guys enjoy this, and I'll catch you next time for whatever I do next. So long, take care.